Hi there. Okay, today I'm hearing that there's a person you were connected into who's really sorry that they lost their temper with you, or they just lost it with you, okay? In their energy, they're struggling at the moment. I feel that they've got a lot of burdens. They've taken on a lot of stuff that isn't theirs to take on. But the key as well here is the Page of Swords came out, and I feel that there was a person who was a troublemaker, who caused trouble between you, whether you're aware of that or not. A gossip, somebody who loved to get hold of information so that they could just generally cause trouble. And I feel honestly that they didn't want you to be with this person. Okay, they didn't want you to be with them, and I do feel that your ex knew this, but instead of facing it, they lost it with you, okay? I'm hearing a heated argument where they really said things that they regret, okay? But there's a troublemaker, somebody who was very calculating, and I feel that this other person, they can be younger, okay? They just didn't want you to be with your person. Okay, so I can see your ex is in the Ten of Wands. They're really tired, worn out. They're feeling very restricted. Whoever they're with now, I'm not even getting particularly third-party love here, but whoever they're with now is taking them for granted, and that could be linked in to this person who just really loves causing trouble. Okay, they like nothing more than getting a bit of information and using it, and then they stand back, and they're not a nice person. They just get a real kick out of it. So by the end of the reading, I'm going to see if your person's going to come back in. I want to have a look at your person's energy, what they're actually projecting out, so what everybody thinks is going on with them, as to how they're really feeling and what their thoughts and feelings are towards you at the moment, because I just don't feel it's toxic. Okay, I really just don't. I feel that you had a real troublemaker amongst you, okay, who wasn't going to be happy for whatever reason. It can be many reasons that you'd actually separated. So just give this another shuffle. I'll look at the environment first. Just while I'm shuffling though, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. Let me know in the comments if this resonates. Did you have a troublemaker? Was there somebody that you just knew was causing trouble? Okay, even though, and I feel your ex denied it. You could have mentioned it, but I think it was denied, okay? If you'd like a reading, I'll take that one, Three of Swords, yeah. If you'd like a reading, click on the title of this video. Links are below in the description box, and check out the $1 reading. That's for a limited time only. And biggest thing, most important thing is, I send you love, and I hope you're okay. Right, okay, well, the Three of Swords, this is their environment. So they're heartbroken. Your ex is heartbroken. It's not working out, okay? Whoever, it's definitely a third party. Whoever this third party, going back to this person who is just very, very unconcerned about the feeling of others, I think they're in this mix somewhere, okay? Your ex feels betrayed as well. It's not your energy. They feel very lonely, they feel very sad, just really, I just feel they're a bit depressed. You know, they've come out, their energy is Three of Swords and the Ten of Wands. They're just done, okay? They're absolutely done. They're mentally and energetically done, yeah. Three of Cups in the reverse underneath. So, gossiping. I'm going with that today. I feel the Three of Cups in reverse today is clarifying for me that Page of Swords, because that can also mean gossip, bitchiness, moaning, just general, you know, they say two's company and three's a crowd, okay? So yeah, your ex really isn't is not a happy bunny. And underneath that we've got the Four of Wands in the reverse. So unhappy families, lack of stability, just generally miserable. Okay, and they really regret talking shit about you or losing their shit with you. I just don't think they could face it. It's somebody, this gossip person is somebody who on the outside was a friend, or it could have been a family member, but someone who shouldn't have done this to them. Okay, shouldn't have done this to them. Right, let me see what they're projecting to the world at the moment. Right, your ex is, by projecting to the world, I mean, so when you look at someone, and that's what you see, but you don't know what's going on within the heart and soul. So they're projecting the Chariot, that they've got their shit together, that they're successful, that they're going forward, that they're in control. I always feel with the Chariot into the Cancer energy that they are not actually wearing their heart on the sleeve. They're keeping their cards close to their chest, okay? But what they're really feeling deep down, let's have one more tarot deck. What we don't know is Temperance in the reverse, okay? They feel they've just got no balance. You know, they're feeling very uncomfortable, very imbalanced. They regret their recklessness, okay? And they regret making the situation worse by what they said to you. They had a row with you. There was one conversation where they went into the Five of Swords energy, I feel, and they could have been abusive. They were definitely, with their words, were very sharp. They were determined to win the argument you had at all costs, even though you knew and they knew that a lot of your problems, like I said, leave it in the comments for me, a lot of your problems were caused by this troublemaker person, we'll call them that, okay, who was sneaking around, who didn't want you to be together. Sometimes, you know, with the page, it can mean a child. Doesn't have to be a young child, you know, children in your 30s or whatever, but it could be a younger person who didn't want you to be together. And I heard the word, I don't know where this is coming from, employee. I don't know, let me know if that's relevant, but they're totally imbalanced, okay? And I do feel what they'd like to do, and this is what they're not telling people, they really see the Cancer, it's star sign Cancer. The Chariot for me is someone who is determined, has extreme control, so they can be breaking inside. Think of the crab with the hard shell, but you never quite know what is going on with them. I feel with your ex, still waters are running very deep, because what they're really feeling is uncomfortable, imbalanced. There's also something in their environment they've been doing to excess, possibly a bad habit that they've given up, but they're now doing that again. And what they really, really, really want, that no one's telling you, is a peaceful resolution. They want to talk to you, okay? They want to break the no contact. They just want to have a conversation with you. They want to compromise with you, and they want some communication. That's what's really, really going on, okay? They massively regret what they did. Massively regret. You know, this Three of Cups is out in reverse. That can be maybe someone is partying a bit too much, or socializing too much, going, you know, it can be drinking too much, but it can just be really not facing what's going on inside. They're not facing it. They're ploughing through. They are keeping it in. They could be working through it as well. You know, using work can cause an imbalance. So where you just continually work all the time because you don't want to face it. You know, we all do it, don't we? Sometimes we just run. We don't want to sit with it. And that's what's going on. Your ex isn't sitting with it, but deep down they miss you. I know they miss you. Okay, let's have a look a little bit deeper into that energy. I'm going to see if they're going to come back. I think they need to. So, right, still waiting on a sign. They're very impatient. It's the divine silence card, so there's definitely silence. They're not sure what to say to you because they were really, really obnoxious. They used something against you, okay? It could have even been as simple as you said, you don't love me anymore, or why are you doing this? And they said, no, I don't. It doesn't have to be anything underhanded, but there was something that was said that was very brutal. I'm fine. That's what they're doing. There we go. We've got the clarification about that Chariot. This card, I'm fine. Suppression. Facade. Yeah, that Chariot is a facade. They're coming across to everybody else. The Victory card. I'm successful. I'm doing fine. I've got this. But like I say, underneath, they just really want to communicate with you because they're so sorry they lost it. They've got a lot of anxiety, a little bit of paranoia in the environment they're in, and that's linked into that Three of Swords, I feel, because I think there's somebody who is betrayed them. Okay, I also feel that whoever this gossip character is, that your ex has forgiven them or tried to push through it or not wanted to believe it. Well, they've hit a wall now, okay? I think they just honestly, I feel that your ex deep down just feels like their life is just a drudge, okay? It's just a drudge. Let's see what they'd like to say to you, and then we'll have a look at the outcome. Shame. It's a shame. Other people's interference. There we go, another clarification. My life is not as together as it seems. No, that's the key. They're bullshitting. They're just absolute. They're living an absolute lie. Okay, let's go a bit deeper. Let's clarify that, please. Why is their life not as together? I'm going to use this deck, and then I'm going to just get a tarot deck out again. Why is their life not as together? They're being played. Yeah. They're being, well, that says they're being played. They're being played out. Someone's playing them. Okay, and they've been betrayed. Someone's betrayed them. And they want to move on. They want to leave. Okay. There's someone in their environment who's forcing things on them. Forcing them to do things their way. Okay. Forced to get what they want. It links right back into the beginning of the reading. Righty-ho. Tarot deck. Let me get my witch tarot deck out. Why else isn't this life as together? Please. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Someone's very controlling within this energy. Their life is not as together as it seems. Four of Pentacles. A couple of things here. I feel somebody else around them is very controlling. Okay, is obsessed with your ex, who, for whatever reason, it can even be family. Sometimes family just don't want somebody in their family to be happy. I've seen it zillions of times. It happens, okay? But also, this Four of Pentacles talks of your person shutting their emotions down. It is a card of someone who's emotionally avoidant and very emotionally difficult to read And that, I feel, links back into the Chariot card as well. The Cancer energy. Sometimes Cancerian energy can be like that a little bit, where very deep, very, very deep. You can't always quite work out what's really going on, okay? So your ex is hiding a lot about their life. You know, you just have to look at this picture, really. They're just keeping a lot in. But I do feel that there is that other person who is also quite obsessed and quite controlling. Maybe that other person would be worse off financially, I just heard. Okay? But your ex's real feelings for you, what you don't know, sat at the bottom, is the Two of Cups. They do love you. They want a reconciliation. Okay? There's massive regret here. This is genuine for me today. This is someone who genuinely regrets losing their shit with you. All right? I really feel that. Are they going to come back, though? This is the thing. Are they going to do anything? Let's give it... Are they going to come back this summer? I don't know why I heard that. Let's give it till, I don't know, June, July. Are they going to come back June, July? Now, that Two of Cups is also, I'm sure that's Cancerian as well. Let's go for the summer. June, July, are they coming back? The Tower, something's changing. It's going to be very, 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 very unexpected. Okay, they're going to break free. Okay, there's going to be gossip surrounding them when they leave. They're going to leave, but there's going to be gossip and slander. Someone's going to try and slander them. All right, but they are going to stand up for themselves. Let's clarify that Tower. So suddenly there's going to be some movement. The whole pack of cards will come down. This isn't gradual. This is poof. Okay, it ends. It ends. Yeah, they're going to completely fall out with whoever they're communicating with. It's going to be really, really... There's going to be, and it'll be that character, the one at the beginning of the reading. There's going to be a lot of gossip, a lot of slander. Yeah. They're going to send you, they will message you. Okay, Page of Pentacles is here and the Eight of Pentacles. They're going to send you a message, a practical message, okay? I think it's going to be practical because they're not going to be in a very good position, but they're going to bring that Tower down anyway, because they're getting to a point where they won't be able to stand it anymore. They're betrayed, they're lonely, they're sad, and they're just at the end of their, end of their tether, really. So there will be a message, okay? And I feel the message is going to be, is this over? It's going to be a nice message. They're just going to want to know if it's over. And I feel if you say it is, they will respect that, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles, I feel that they will want to put the hard work back in. They'll want to knuckle down and actually just make a go of your relationship, all right? You are living in their head rent-free. But, I can see exactly what's going to happen. They're going to get to a point where they literally wake up one morning, they don't care what they lose, who says what about who, what slander comes their way. They're just going to break out of it and they're just going to take a chance. They're just going to take a chance and send you a message. All right. Let me just get you a card. Let's just have a quick look, peek at your energy a second. Yes. Message for you. Events are going to occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, okay? Ball will be in your court. They will respect your decision, okay? And if nothing else, you will clear the air with this person. They're still in love with you with the Two of Cups, but they will respect you because they lost it with you and they've dragged you through this and put you through a lot of pain. Yeah, they've put you through a lot of pain. They wore you out. They slammed you into the Four of Swords energy, just tired, need a rest. And probably just cut you off and didn't communicate with you. You know, just left you hanging. So decision will be yours, but just remember, this is your life. You get to choose. You don't have breadcrumbs. You are worthy. You are perfect, okay? You're always chosen, all right? And you are the best. And always just say to yourself, it's a privilege to be in my company, okay? It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter, okay? Whatever you think and assume about yourself, people will reflect it back to you, okay? So always remember how important you are and how precious you are and worthy you are, okay? Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Take good care. Lots of love. Bye.